Hi folks, my name is Dr. Cody Clemens. I'm an assistant professor of communication at Marietta College in Marietta, Ohio. This is my conference presentation for the International Symposium of Autoethnography and Narrative Inquiry 2021, and my paper is titled The Weight We Carry. I hope you enjoy it. Abstract. As faculty members at institutions of higher learning, we are challenged to care for and educate our students, work collaboratively and interdisciplinary with colleagues, contribute service to the institution and profession, and publish scholarship within our specific disciplines. The weight we carry as faculty also persistently becomes heavier as we age due to the increasing expectations from those around us. The burnout, stressors, and anxieties all grow as uncertainties continue to arise. In this piece, I pull notes from my journal that directly touch on the weight that I carry. I will discuss the anxieties students have that easily translate into faculty stressors. Additionally, I explore the impact that COVID-19 has had on me, my students, and all of us around the globe. Finally, I close with a message of hope that explains how I carry the additional weight in my life from the COVID-19 pandemic. The weight we carry. At the very beginning of 2020, COVID-19 started to slowly become a buzzword on social media, in news media, and in everyday conversations. After Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the current director of the World Health Organization, or the WHO, announced on Twitter on February 11, 2020, that COVID-19 was in fact a global health pandemic, the conversations surrounding COVID-19 rapidly started to shift. Twitter 2020, WHO 2020. Due to this global health pandemic that quickly turned into a global health crisis, the weight we carry as faculty started to extend beyond the walls of our offices on campus. This weight started to extend into our homes, the homes of our students, and into our communities. As faculty members who hold terminal degrees in our fields, the weight we carry extends even beyond those who are close to us. We have to look at an even larger picture of those around the globe. It does not help that the expectations that we have as faculty continually require us to give our time, talents, and treasures to others on a daily basis. Sadly, the list of requirements we have also grow exponentially as time passes. As a health communication scholar, there are multiple people who are turning to me seeking answers about the global health crises COVID-19 is causing. People want answers that nobody has, but as a faculty member, I carry this weight with me daily. As the author of this paper, I utilize autoethnography to discuss the weight we carry as faculty. I discuss the very real fears that are alive and well due to COVID-19. And finally, I close this piece with optimism as I hope for a better tomorrow. Autoethnography as method. When one lives, I believe they have a story to tell. One avenue of storytelling is through utilizing the method of autoethnography. Autoethnographers share their stories through examining the micro and the macro, the public and private, as well as their personal experiences within certain cultures. Adams, Holman, Jones, and Ellis, 2015. Berry and Adams, 2016. Bachner and Ellis, 2016. Clemens, 2018. Ellis and Bachner, 2000. Faulkner 2016, and Harder and Bachner 2009. Autoethnography allows one to be reflexive of one's life by sharing their lived experiences with others. Bachner 2017. The method of autoethnography also allows the writer to engage all parts of themselves, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, and moral, in order to share their lived human experiences with others and reflect on their life's journey. Bachner, 2017, Denzen, 1997, and Ellis and Bachner, 2000. The true power of the autoethnographic method is that it allows the writer to maintain both an emotional and personal connection to their work. This connection is what allows autoethnographers to contribute meaningful and enriching research to the human sciences. Bachner, 2017, Bachner and Ellis, 2016, Clemens, 2018. Within this piece, I utilize the autoethnographic method to ensure my readers could not only understand, but feel the weight I carry as a faculty member. The weight I carry is not singular to me. It is a weight that all faculty carry. Autoethnography is a meaningful method that allows the writer to engage the reader so their hearts skip a beat as they read through the depth and texture of a powerful story. Bachner, 2017. As I unveil the stories embedded deep within my journal, I hope that you're able to better understand the weight I and many other faculty members in the Academy are carrying right now on a daily basis. Spring, 2020. Wow, I finally did it. I defended my dissertation. Ohio's Governor Mike DeWine, Lieutenant Governor John Husted, and the Director of the Ohio Department of Health, Dr. Amy Acton, have all been on television all week talking about this new sickness or something. They are calling it COVID-19. According to the World Health Organization in 2020, coronavirus disease, or COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. Governor DeWine, Lieutenant Governor Husted, and Dr. Acton have been threatening to close down colleges, universities, schools, and businesses if COVID-19 gets any worse. Although, I don't think they'll do that. That would kill the economy. Stocks would take a massive hit and local businesses would suffer. I mean, what would people do if they couldn't go to work? It wouldn't work. My mom, Becky, has owned her own hair salon for over 30 years in our hometown. I am not sure her business would survive if it wasn't able to service her clients. Furthermore, how would my mom and her fellow cosmetologists get a paycheck? On an even larger scale, if every person wasn't able to report to work, the unemployment offices wouldn't be able to handle that level of need. Their systems would probably crash and people would not be able to get through to them on the phone. Funds would run out, people would go hungry, and bills would not be paid. I can't imagine a total lockdown type scenario. I sincerely don't think it will happen. Governor DeWine, Lieutenant Governor Husted, and Dr. Atkin were threatening to close things down a couple days ago, and jokingly, I told my dissertation advisor, Dr. Sandra Faulkner, that if Governor DeWine closes down Bowling Green State University before my defense, that I was going to defend in her living room. Nothing was going to stop me at this point. Seriously, though, it feels so good to be done. I cannot believe that I actually successfully completed my dissertation defense. This calls for a celebration. On my drive back from Bowling Green to Marietta, I decided to call my friends and plan a weekend to celebrate in Columbus. I cannot wait to see my people. The bars are calling my name. I cannot wait to have a dance party, listen to some Cardi B music, and shoot some tequila, just like Dr. Meredith Grey and Dr. Christina Yang from Grey's Anatomy. It's going to be epic. This is COVID-19. Buzz, buzz. I rolled over in bed as I felt my phone vibrate under my pillow. As usual, my dog, Betty, was still snoring with her little tongue hanging out. She is so cute, but she would sleep all day if I would let her. It is early, and I just received an email titled, Update regarding COVID-19 in Marietta College classes/operations from Marietta College President Dr. Bill Rood. Puzzled, confused, and intrigued, I decided to open his email. President Rood's message said, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine has recommended that all Ohio colleges and universities, public and private, 2-year and 4-year, switch to online-only classes until further notice. Marietta College will be following that recommendation. The college will remain open during this time, and support services will remain available to students, faculty, and staff. Student housing and food services will be available for students returning to campus from spring break on Sunday, March 15th, and athletic competitions will not be affected at this time. In the coming days, faculty will reach out to students regarding how to access their online coursework. B. Rood, Personal Communication, March 11th, 2020. As I lay here in bed staring at my iPhone, I pause as I start to process the email from President Rood. Classes are now online until further notice. Is this COVID-19 thing really that serious? I thought it was just something the media was running with to get more views. I decided to do a Google search, and in that moment, I quickly realized that COVID-19 was very real. I swiftly opened Twitter to find that COVID-19 is trending. Uncertainty is very present, and people are afraid. This will pass soon, though, right? Declining mental health. Remember a few weeks ago when I thought COVID-19 would pass fairly quickly? Well, I was wrong, and things only appear to be getting worse. I've been on Zoom so much that I dread opening my computer to do work anymore. I have more unread emails than I have ever had. My stress level is through the roof, and I struggle sleeping at night. I also miss seeing my students and colleagues in person. I am in this bubble of isolation with Betty, and it is lonely. I can only imagine how my students feel. Even before COVID-19 existed, I worried about several of my students' mental health. Students today are just different than when I was an undergraduate student many years ago. They are fragile, filled with doubt, and many of them sadly lack self-confidence. Seeing some of them suffer with their mental health on a daily basis really gets to me. A person's mental health is so incredibly fragile. COVID-19 is having negative effects on everyone around the globe, and it has created a surplus of challenges for all of us. Russell and St. James, 2020. As a faculty member, I do my best to encourage them, lift them up, and cheer them on. But this is a stressful burden and a heavy weight to carry. I have my own worries and woes. For example, my grandma, Dodo, is one of my best friends and idols in this world. She is now 90 years old and suffers from dementia. Her health has slowly been declining over the last several weeks, and I am worried. I know that there's absolutely nothing that I can do to stop her body from declining, but the thought of losing her brings me so much pain. She has been one of the most important figures in my life since the day I was born, and I can't fathom thinking about a world without her in it. Although I can't focus on worrying about Grandma Dodo as much as I would like because I don't have time. I have to be there for my students. I have to be one of the rocks in their lives. I have to keep it together. I have to be strong because COVID-19 has created a world of uncertainties for them. Though I am not sure who is going to be my rock. I am not sure who is going to support my fellow faculty members and other colleagues because none of us are okay. We are almost at our breaking points, and I do not see this pandemic ending anytime soon. Stay at home. A few weeks ago, I would have never thought that our world will be where it is now. The world as we used to know it is unraveling all around us. Russell and St. James, 2020. The amount of fear, confusion, and uncertainty is unsettling. As I sit here at home on March 22nd, 2020, scrolling through Facebook, I notice Governor DeWine just posted a new press release titled, Ohio Issues Stay-at-Home Order. New restrictions placed on daycares for children. DeWine, 2020. The press release states, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine, Lieutenant Governor John Husted, and Ohio Department of Health Director Amy Acton today announced that Ohio will be under a stay-at-home order. The order will go into effect beginning Monday, March 23, 2020 at 11:59 and will remain into effect until 11:59 p.m. on April 6, 2020, unless the order is rescinded or modified. We haven't faced an enemy like we are facing today in 102 years. We're at war. In this time of war, we must make sacrifices, and I thank all of our Ohio citizens for what they are doing and what they aren't doing. You are making a huge difference, and this difference will save lives, said Governor DeWine. Right now, we are in a crucial time in this battle. What we do now will slow this invader so that our healthcare system will have time to treat those who have contracted COVID-19 and also have time to treat those who have other medical problems. Time is of the essence. DeWine, 2020. Shit. This is very real. They're actually putting us on lockdown. As I read this release and watch the news, I notice that the tone of Governor DeWine, Lieutenant Houston, and Dr. Acton has rapidly started to shift. It is almost like they know something that the rest of us do not. Could this message mean things are going to get even worse than they are now? How is that even possible? Everyone I know, students, colleagues, and even me, we're at our breaking points. I'm not sure how much more of this we can take. Not only do I have to teach online, but now I can't leave my house. The virus, these orders, the chaos in the world right now, it's all insane. I have never faced anything like this in my lifetime. As a matter of fact, none of us have. Additionally, everyone on the internet and news are talking about how there is a toilet paper shortage in stores because people are stocking up. Now, the toilet paper memes were funny at first, but we are down to our last roll and I am not using a reusable cloth. Hell no, I will not. Although I will if I absolutely have to, I guess. Also, you might as well forget trying to find any Clorox cleaning wipes or hand sanitizer. When I say that it is every person for themselves out there, I sincerely mean it. People are wild right now. Some people are refusing to wear a mask because they think that the virus is not real, because we're in the middle of a presidential election. Sigh, why are people so naive? This disease is not political. It does not discriminate. It is dangerous, and it is very real. Trump's troublesome rhetoric. What is even more sickening is that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, recently called the coronavirus the Chinese virus during a press briefing at the White House, 2020. In an article written on March 20th, 2020 by Allison Chu, titled "Trump Has No Qualms About Calling Coronavirus the Chinese Virus, That's a Dangerous Attitude, Experts Say," she states, "A single word scrawled in black marker stood out among the prepared remarks President Trump planned to deliver during Thursday's White House press briefing on the ongoing global coronavirus pandemic. In the president's notes, Corona had been crossed out and replaced with Chinese, 2020. The article goes on to mention a statement from Gilbert Gee, a professor with UCLA's Fielding School of Public Health. Gee states, "Those statements are, in my mind, a game changer. Now they've basically made it okay to have anti-Asian bias, 2020. Trump's rhetoric has made the world a dangerous place for people from Asia right now. He is the leader of the free world, and he sits in the Oval Office. This type of language is not okay. Promoting discriminatory actions by using xenophobic language is unacceptable and recklessly dangerous. Just the other day, my close friend Ying texted me so upset. Ying is from China and she lives in California. We went to undergrad together at Marietta College the day after Trump's press briefing. She was walking down the street and someone screamed at her and said, 'Go back to China, you chink.' My heart broke for Ying because she is literally scared to go to the grocery store now. She is afraid to leave her house. Also, her family members back in China are suffering from the effects of COVID-19. Their country is in turmoil, and they are searching for shimmers of hope. The United States is not the only country suffering. Everyone around the world is being negatively impacted by COVID-19. Our world leaders, such as Donald Trump, need to start doing everything in their power to work together and heal, opposed to dividing us further apart. I hope that the president is able to trust science and fight to find a cure for the coronavirus sooner than later, though I am not optimistic that he will change his point of view, his rhetoric, or the fake news and lies that he spews on Twitter. If he spent more time trying to bring us together and fight COVID-19, opposed to frequently golfing on his golf course or tweeting, I believe everyone would be in a better place around the globe. Tragedy. As the spring semester is coming to a close, I do not see a light at the end of the tunnel. I am filled with a cold feeling of hopelessness. I am drowning in a river that flows with many uncertainties, and I am covered by a cloak of darkness. COVID-19 is still rapidly spreading. People are terrified of the disease's invisibility, and it feels like we're in the middle of a world war. People are dying by the thousands. World leaders are at odds with one another. The answers we seek about COVID-19 questions are impossible to find, and mental health is at an all-time low. I just checked the COVID View Weekly Summary 2020 from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention for the week ending with April 25th, 2020, and there are 112,298 positive COVID-19 cases reported this week in the United States. To add to that, there are 702,814 positive coronavirus cases that have emerged in the United States since March 1st, 2020. These statistics are heading in the wrong direction. I want to see cases decline, but they only seem to be rapidly increasing. Am I going to be next? What about my parents? My sister? Oh my gosh, what if Grandma Dodo gets COVID-19? That would be tragic. I can't do this anymore. I need to feel joy again. This tragedy has to stop. I hope this new normal I've been existing in is not how I envisioned finishing out my 20s. In terms of willingness to do anything right now, Arnett 2020 talks about the notion of can that currently surrounds us due to COVID-19, opposed to the notion of should. The idea behind can infers that you may or may not complete something, but the term should suggests that you need to complete something because it is the right thing to do. Although COVID-19 has made it difficult for anyone to feel as if they should do anything right now, we are in a moment of invisible and quiet terror because of COVID-19. But we have to remember the importance of the should and stop existing in moments of why. Asking the question of why is important at certain moments in time, but uncertainty alone will only allow us to exist for so long. Arnett, 2020. Eventually, uncertainty will diminish our sense of belonging, our creativity, and our energy to exist. We cannot let uncertainty consume our existence on this earth. We have to have hope. For example, Bowling Green State University canceled my in-person graduation for my Ph.D. Marietta College canceled their in-person spring 2020 graduation, and I believe almost all in-person graduations were canceled. This was a devastating blow for not just me, but for hundreds of thousands of people. There are so many people grieving because their special day was robbed for them due to COVID-19, although we have to remain optimistic that there is going to be a better tomorrow. We have to continue to trust and believe in science, because if we don't, what will we believe in? There is power in believing. When you believe in science, when you believe in those around you, and most importantly, when you believe in yourself, the joy starts to resurface. I hope that tomorrow has better news in store for not just me, but for every single person around the globe. I hope that I can remind myself to continue to be a rock for my students and fellow colleagues, because they need stability right now. As Faulkner and colleagues 2020 acknowledge, it is important to include, empower, and welcome students through social support. Students need to have faculty members that do more than just teach right now. They need to have faculty who care about their performance inside a classroom as well as their overall well-being. Faulkner et al., 2020. Many of the former pedagogical practices that are oftentimes tough on students are not working during COVID-19 in this health pandemic. A supportive message or a kind gesture can go a long way right now. Faulkner et al., 2020. I know that this weight that I carry every day is heavy, but I have to keep going. I have to remember that I am carrying this weight because the spiritual beings in the cosmos, whoever they are, believe that I can carry this weight. They believe that I am strong, I am worthy, and I am able. Therefore, I have to start believing that too. At the same time, I need to remind myself to have hope, because hope is important to maintain. I hope for kindness. I hope for love. I hope for health and wellness. I hope to see my people again. I hope for a dance party in a bar as I am listening to Cardi B after ripping a shot of tequila. I hope for truth. I hope for courage. I hope for faith. I hope for power. I hope for a cure to COVID-19. And finally, I hope for a better tomorrow, because one day, I know that day will come. Thank you.